my eyes, and I think my colleagues' eyes, Rick is spiritual warfare. And I think there's probably nothing that's more potent, outside of God, our creator, Jesus Christ, the truth of our creator and his creative beauty that surrounds us, that we're fortunate enough to view each and every day. And, but it's, I think we live in beautiful times. It's interesting that, prophecy is actually being played out in front of our eyes. And I think the mystery Babylon, the new Babylon, is actually the daughters, the whores of Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, which is, when you come up New York, Ellis Island, Lady Liberty, and that represents the new Babylon, the seed of Babylon. And ultimately, I think the rapture will come. I think the city on the seven hills, I believe that's probably the seed of Lucifer. And it's hard to swallow that, because I was raised in the Catholic Church, as a youth. And so anyway, I'm not here to judge, not here to mischaracterize people in that faith, or any faith for that matter, because they don't know better, or they don't care, and they're not going to research it. And you just got to pray for them to come into the truth. And like Rick coined, the truth collective. It's not a movement. It's a collective. And the collectiveness of our spirit each and every day is to bring as many souls as we can to wake. And I think God is really behind the awakening of everyone, or at least his people, but it gives people the opportunity to wake up. But it's not always going to happen that way. Other parts of the new Babylon, the mystery Babylon, is this nation is going to be the #1 manufacturing nation the world has ever seen. And of course, that goes without saying, that is the United States of America. It's also the center for merchandising and marketing. Revelation 18:3-23, as well as Revelation 19, verse 2. Her merchants were the mega merchants of the earth. This again does not fit the character traits of Iraq. However, it fits the picture of America to a T. I want to welcome my audience here, and if you guys tune in, we're going to go for another hour and a half to Hoodwinked into the Age of Insanity, and only on Flat Earth Radio Live. And my name is Mark Hollander, and we are actually referencing whether or not the USA is the new Babylon, or the mystery Babylon, as so subscribed in the book of Revelations in Holy Scripture. We're also known as the world's policeman. And gee whiz, America's been at war for 85% of its life, for 245 years. In Jeremiah 50, verse 23, give us a Hebrew idiom, hammer of the whole earth. That's the description that Jeremiah 50:23 gives. That's amazing. The hammer of the whole earth. It had been used at one time to describe the way the empires of Persia, Greece, and Rome had applied their massive power to keep the world at peace. Today, after the decline and the fall of the Iron Curtain, major news media refer to America as the world's policeman. Rightfully so, obviously, in the same kind of role that the Hebrew idiom references. Iraq does not fit this role, obviously. So going back to some of the other characteristics, that would prove that the mystery Babylon is the USA. We're known for showing the flag, or gunboat diplomacy. Think about what's the ulterior motives of all of a sudden politicizing a sporting event? You know, we've had a lot of problems with the USA's sport of all sports, the number one sport in the US as far as money from a global aspect would be the National Football League, NFL. And, you know, what Colin Kaepernick started, you know, you can't blame Kaepernick. You blame the culture. It was intentional to create such division that it accomplished exactly what it set out to accomplish: to spread, to divide the races, to divide. In fact, if you a Republican or if you're a Democrat, that it's cost people friendships because of what political party they're in. I mean, guys, give me a break. You're gonna dish your friend, your brother, your sister, mother, father, only because of ideological differences on a party where we just pawns in their chess game. They are the chess masters. They actually own the chessboard. And if people can't realize that you are living in an intentional culture of hate, it's always been that way, guys, for thousands of years, to divide and then conquer. And I've never seen such division in my life as far as the US of A. And obviously I believe almost nothing and I question it all, you know, because you can't rely on any verifiable source that's telling you the truth, except for the Holy Book. You know, that word doesn't change yesterday. They try to purge it. They expunge words from the Old Testament, from the New Testament, from the original Hebrew and Greek texts. You know, you got too many versions of the Bibles, and they've actually purged, perverted, disallowed, removed over 3,000 words in the last 200 years. And sometimes it's hard to, and sometimes it's going to change that reference of understanding on what you're reading, you know, from a scriptural aspect. So we also, the United States of America, being a new Babylon, we are known as the world's policeman. And amazingly enough, it is written in Jeremiah. We showboat, you know, we always proudly showing our flag. And of course, we always use gunboat diplomacy. All right. One of the things in Isaiah 47, verse 1 through 8, you know, as well as Revelation 17, verse 4 and 5, and then chapter 18, verse 2 through 24. So 17, 18 in Revelations really seems to describe who this mystery or New Babylon would be. Number 27, noted for its elegant, luxurious, refined, and rich lifestyles. And obviously it's pointing right to us. In these scriptures, there's three of them. This doesn't match up with Iraq, as you know, if you read those scriptures, it's not capable of reaching such levels of wealthy living standards in our lifetime. Jeremiah 51:13 and also Revelation 18, 2 through 19. They talk about extremely wealthy, that almost all the world's people are gathered at this one place, and they are extremely wealthy. Central materialistic lifestyle. You know, we've become a godless, a moralist, callous society. Anything goes, you know, as long as you invoke God, Jesus Christ, or any truth. But anything else goes is going to be applicable to the 2019 and on, henceforth, moving forward, how the United States of America is becoming more materialistic, more godless, more moralist, more frighteningly angry, more frighteningly hateful. Isaiah 47, verse 8, and Revelation 18, verse 14 talks about the materialistic lifestyle. There's many of them that, it's not important enough to really suggest. It talks about lifestyle, elegance, intoxicating high society lifestyle as a world example to emulate. But I got one here that's in Isaiah 47, verse 9 through 12, and Revelation 18, verse 23. Noted for its drugs and drug use. That's amazing. We don't even need to comment on this one. I think not. The text clearly speaks for itself on this one. And we are the drug capital of the world. And it's probably the reason why we have 80% of the world's attorneys. They all live in the United States, where everybody propagates insanity, propagates lies. They do it for money. They do it to ruin people's reputations. They do it to try to get ahead, whether it's legal or it's illegal. But unfortunately, the city of, or the land of Babylon, that's actually pointing right towards us, right in the epicenter of the world's commerce. And we're noting for exporting its culture abroad. We actually are noted for exporting our culture abroad. That's Revelation 18, verse 14 and verse 22. We're also noted for being wasteful and extravagant. That's also Revelation 18, 3, 7, 9, 14, and also verse 15. It's also implied in Revelation 17, 2. We have a massive population. It's actually getting even more massive today. This immigration issue, be it good or be it bad, whether it's right or wrong, build a wall, don't build a wall, all of this extravagance, all of this left to the right, do it or don't do it, it's your fault, my fault. What it's done is shut down 25% of the government, including NASA, and hopefully we could just keep NASA shut down always. I know fake X or SpaceX is kind of picking up the slack, but we want Trump or whoever or the people to close more of the government down. And by the way, the IRS is closed down. So I have a tax issue, and I call the IRS to try to formulate my own solution, make some payments here because I owe some money from 4 years back. And I was told that the government is shut down, the Internal Revenue Service. So, anyway, they don't want to start a revolution. Hopefully everybody's going to get their tax checks back. And your income tax checks, hopefully, are going to be back in the hands of Americans because taxation's theft to begin with. So maybe that would start a revolution if nobody got their income tax checks back. So we do know that the Internal Revenue Service is closed. I know the Cincinnati office is, and they will not reopen until they reopen the government. Well, 25% of the government that is shut down at this point. But anyway, maybe we don't have to pay taxes anymore, guys. That'd be great. We have about 13 minutes left in the first hour, and I hope you guys join me when I come back. And it's we're just kind of exploring the possibilities that the United States of America is the new Babylon, the mystery Babylon. And as these giant commercial ships and cargo ships, tankers are coming up, from the Atlantic Ocean, coming into the New World, right in Long Island, New York, the beacon of reverence, the beacon of welcoming. It's called Babylon, New York. And of course, you sail into a deep water port, New York City Harbor. And of course, you're passing Lady Liberty on the way at Ellis Island. And I think most references, at least half the references that I'm applying on who the Mystery Babylon is, it seems to be a female. And the whores of Babylon are the daughter of Babylon, which is Lady Liberty herself that sits in New York City. And anyway, wanted to, hopefully this Project Bluebeam, or hopefully these guys get exposed before, this thing happens too frequent, for our taste and for our comfort. It's fires that's easily spread. It's, what's going to happen if you get a big piece of aluminum foil, you decide to put it in your microwave oven and put it on for about 15 minutes. See what happens. Your microwave is going to catch on fire. The aluminum foil will catch on fire. And these chemical trails in the air, they spray us aluminum repellents. They're spraying lithium, barium, strontium, viruses, mercury, whatever they pouring out there, freon discharge. But these chemtrails sometimes are very ugly in color. And sometimes they're massive. They cover the whole sky, whereas you'd have a blue sky otherwise. It's a worry, not for me. It's not a worry for my colleagues themselves, but it is a worry for my kids. It's a worry for my grandchild, and anyone that's moms, dads, sisters, or brothers. It's a worry for the younger people, and for them to have a chance to live prosperly, a prosperous life, a happy life where you can breathe. And the amount of vaccines, the amount of people getting sick today, it's GMO foods, everything seems to be fake. And it's a shame. The artificial reality, the materialistic reality, has taken people's souls, and it's converted a real live soul into something platonic, artificial, non-existent, in something that's being propelled to people's souls, their minds, and to be godless, moralist, pointless. Big Bang, we're just a speck in the universe. We're not worth nothing. Life's not worth nothing. Hate's worth everything, but love in Jesus Christ is worth nothing. Let's hate instead. In that culture of hate, I think it affects everybody each and every day. We are propelled by truth, and we're also ordained by God to spread the truth each and every day. And I think my mission in life is just to, if I can help a soul look in the right direction, it's going to apply to what our Creator wrote in Scripture, in the Bible. And I think Flat Earth does that for people. And I think, I got to say this, guys, I think the Flat Earth Awakening has brought more people to God. Then you can take all the denominations of churches, all the Christianity, all of these churches, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Flat Earth Collective has brought more souls to God and Jesus Christ than all of these preachers, pastors, all of this TV advertising with these fake preachers combined. And it's coming at an alarmingly beautiful rate. And we're going to continue our work. We're going to continue the mission of truth, because it's not enough to have some truth, but it means everything to have ultimate truth. And the truth is, whatever we were taught, whatever we're being told by the media on TV, or anything that you watch on TV, probably 75% of the time, the opposite is actually true, or something that's close to the middle. It's almost like you got his story, your story, but the true story is the third, is somewhere in between, or one's completely right or one's completely wrong. But how can you go wrong, guys, if you love? If you are forward in your thoughts to knowing that you're trying to walk in God wants you to become God of yourself through love, not through hate, not through being judgmental, not from just coming off the rails, losing your temper, losing your way. And that's the reason why you need God's Spirit to protect you in your walk. Praying all the time. You don't have to take a scheduled routine prayer that we used to do in the Catholic Church. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be. People aren't even praying, Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord is with thee. I know all the Catholic prayers. And of course, in the Bible, it tells you just to pray to God or Jesus Christ. Doesn't tell anyone. Then I thought, you walk into a Catholic church. I walked into one about a month ago. I saw statues of Jesus, Mary, Joseph. Couldn't find Jesus. And, of course, the head of the church, you see, he's being crucified. He's being put to death on a cross. But all of these pagan symbols aren't just in the Catholic Church. They in all churches. And it's unfortunate. But it's reality where people who are more oftentimes than not in the Catholic Church, they revere Pope. The Pope is almost being like God himself with Jesus Christ. And I had a Catholic priest went to a church when Pope Paul was shot, I think in 1981, and they almost got assassinated. And he said it was like it's almost like shooting God. And they, it's a brainwashing tool to keep you in that church, into that secular religion, and into prayer. They actually want to put Mary, the mother of God, so they say, the mother of Jesus, on the same platform as important as Jesus himself. So that's interesting. It's something part of the matrix that I was able to snap out of. And, and I really do, I don't try to convince people of flat earth. I just say, you know what, why don't you just try to debunk it? Really do real research. Don't go to the Flat Earth Society. Don't, that's a CIA infested creation. It's a psyop. But just do real research. And, again, there's more atheists that now believe in God, that believe in Jesus Christ, than all of these preachers, all these churches throughout the year. I mean, we're doing it. And I think actually we're the vessels, and we're doing God's work, and we're going to spread truth until I take my last breath. And I'm sure all of my listeners, my colleagues at the station, I think they feel the same way I do. We're about 2 minutes away from commercial break, and I do want to thank you guys for listening in Flat Earth Radio Live. This is Mark Hollander, and you are listening to Hoodwinked, Into the Age of Insanity. And we are talking a little bit about the new Babylon, Mystery Babylon, which there's strong indications that the United States of America is actually the new Babylon, or the Mystery Babylon. And we're going to get into a little bit more proofs that some of these scholars of prophecy has written. And we'll do that starting the second hour. We're going to take a 10-minute break. And we got the greatest commercial maker in the world that's going to be doing some of our commercials. And we're pretty excited about everything at Flat Earth Radio Live. In fact, we're going to probably promote CBD oil. So we're going to be distributors of CBD oil. And I think it's a beautiful, comes from God's earth. It's got the greatest healing properties in the world. And we'll talk a little bit about that in the second hour. But this is Mark Hollander with Flat Earth Radio Live in Hoodwinked into the Age of Insanity. I'll be back in about 11 minutes after this commercial break. Rick Lowtech, take it away.
All Earth, all the moon, Mars landings, the existence of orbiting satellites, space stations, and all Hubble images are hoaxed. Steve McCurry, in his book Untold, The Stories Behind the Photographs, says no shutter today could be used outside the Earth. The loss of gravity would damage any pictures and camera. Astronomer exposes NASA cover-up, claiming a second sun and Nibiru reel during a broadcast. A respected astronomer sensationally suggested that NASA has been covering up the existence of a second sun in our solar system and the fabled Nibiru planet during a live broadcast. Conspiracy theory websites have gone into overload following comments made by seasoned astronomer Paul Cox during a live web broadcast of Mercury transiting the sun. Mr. Cox, a presenter for the respected online SLEW Telescope channel, which broadcasts live shows to coincide with significant astronomical events, made the comments as Mercury was filmed as a tiny dot passing over the surface of our sun. In March of 18, self-proclaimed rocket scientist Mad Mike Hughes attempted to prove the Earth was flat by blasting himself 1,875 feet into the air with a homemade rocket. Mr. Hughes converted a mobile home into a ramp and to launch vertically into the air at nearly 355 miles per hour before coming crashing down to Earth with a parachute. Following the launch, he announced he would build a Raccoon, a rocket carried into the atmosphere by a gas-filled balloon that will take him about 68 miles above ground level. He expects to fulfill his plan by March of this year and has a documentary crew following him around as he sets up completing his goal. For more Flat Earth news and information, please stay tuned here to Flat Earth Radio Live. And for additional information, check out FENewsNet.com. I'm your host, Rick Lowtech. Thank you for listening. Hello, friends. This is your buddy Rick Lowtech. If you're suffering from any of the following conditions, acne, constipation, gallstones, hypertension, IBS, indigestion, heartburn, leaky gut syndrome, psoriasis, or urinary tract infection, you need to try Tarsol today. The Tarsol formula has been used in medical circles for hundreds of years.
Please stand by to order your supply of Tarsol right now by calling 619-363-1264. Again, that number is 619-363-1264. Or you can send an email at info.tarsol.com. Tarsol is made in the USA. Tarsol comes in 4 sizes: 600 grams, 300 grams, and 150 grams, and 60 capsules in every bottle. So, order yours now.
Tarsol Dietary Supplements, TARSUL.com.
When it's dark and cold, winter's not much fun. So when you need a taxi, call 20 40 60 or 414141.
What? Come on! What is it?
Pandora!
What about Pandora?
Jessop's Jewelers are opening a new Pandora shop in Dunfermline.
We must go and take a look.
Jessup Jewelers' new Pandora store opens Saturday the 29th of October at New Road, Dunfermline, with opening offers and fantastic prizes to be won. Come along and take a look.
Our very own Pandora shop.
Thank you, Jessup Jewelers.
Ho, ho, ho. Let's have a look at another letter. Dear Father Christmas, I've been really good. Yes, yes. Here we are. I really appreciate fresh flowers, vases, gift ideas, champagne. Yes, wouldn't we all? Balloons, hampers, and more. Signed, Mrs. Christmas. I knew I'd forgotten someone.
Have your fresh flowers delivered anywhere across the UK, whatever the occasion. Visit Flowers Unlimited on Portland Road in Hove or online at flowersunlimitedbrighton.co.uk, where flowers do make a difference. It's booked!
Where?
Our Christmas party's booked at Omar Khan's.
Oh my goodness, that's fantastic! Which party package have we booked?
Well, with a choice of banquets and buffets, all with bubbly on arrival and then later dancing too, there's a Christmas party for you at Omar Khan's, the new Indian restaurant just next to the Rendezvous on Keighley Road in Skipton.
Book for Christmas Day at just £30 per adult, and on New Year's Eve there's the dinner dance with midnight fireworks at just £25 per person.
For all the details, call Omar Khan's on Skipton 460080.
An ancient Christian tomb was discovered in 1945 when workers in Egypt found 13 leather-bound manuscripts which revealed more information about the sect of Christians called Gnostics, meaning they teach salvation through mystical knowledge. This sect was ultimately destroyed by the Roman Orthodox Church. Their followers were burned at the stake and their writings were destroyed. In the year 325 AD, we lost tremendous amounts of information. The Emperor Constantine, in the early Christian church, with the early Christian Bible, made decisions on what information to include and what information to exclude. What we know now is that at least 45 books were either completely taken away or tremendously edited into what we call today our Western biblical tradition. When those edits were made, we lost information that tells us everything is connected. Although the modern Bible has been greatly disfigured, it is nevertheless infused with the ancient secret doctrine. One of the manuscripts found contains the Gospel of Thomas. The Gospel of Thomas has been illuminated from the Bible because it represents a very different kind of Jesus. The lost Gospel of Thomas is very powerful because it is believed to be the actual words of Jesus as he was teaching those around him how to use the power of human emotion in their life.
The Lost Gospel of Thomas. You owe it to yourself to understand what it says. Learn what it is you're looking at. And only then will you know what it is you're seeing. This message was brought to you by FurLive.com. And The Lost Gospel of Thomas. Read it.
Have you been struggling to understand the Flat Earth data? You're not alone. You need to join a Facebook Flat Earth-oriented group. There you will be able to hook up with strong intellectuals that can help you. Got questions? Need answers? Come to the Facebook group, Flat Earth Radio. Or Flat Earth, Geometric Flaws, MEOSM. Which means, Earth orbiting the Sun model. Just go to Facebook groups and look them up. Or contact Ric Mark or Mark Hollander on Facebook and ask to join. Come and see what we have to offer. Flat Earth, Geometric Flaws in EOSM, and Flat Earth Radio on Facebook. Groups. Message one of them now, and quit struggling on your own. Facebook. Groups. Reaching out to a flat Earth. Same world. Different view.
For live on Facebook. For live on Facebook. It ain't about no fake look. FBI and crime. Tell a story without lying. Tell a story, tell a story. Lying without trying. FurLive.com and Facebook. Making people stop and take looks. Trying to make them all see. Earth is flat. That ain't a mystery. FurLive and Facebook. FurLive and Facebook. FurLive and Facebook. FurLive and Facebook. Live on 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 Facebook.
Setting sun is a smoking gun, is a four-letter word, I hope it hurts. Love is a fatal flaw, is a broken jaw, is a burning bridge, move your hips. And the ghosts of the boulevard, littered with lonely hearts. City like a graveyard, once was a postcard. When you lose your wonder, and you can't remember when we were living in the days of thunder. Living in the days of thunder. Living in the days of thunder.
Hire you, however long it takes for you to do a song for my show. Did you call in on Skype? No, I don't want you to flag. I just wanted to, I want you in for 10 or 15 minutes if you got the time. It's Hoodwinked. Would you call Skype? Join the call? Call Ric Lotek on Skype. Tell him that and he'll connect all three of us. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Love you, man. Yeah, in about 2 minutes. Thank you, buddy. Okay. Oh, we got some great music here at Flat Earth Radio Live. I cannot believe some of the artists that we have. And in fact, we got our own Wes Blaze Jones, and he is a tremendous weapon in the world. That's the weapon of choice, and that's the weapon they cannot defeat. And I'm, they can hurt me, but they can't hurt the truth. The truth will always be the truth.
Look, all they can do, Mark, is microwave oven your liver, from next door. I mean, if you notice some new neighbors, and you hear a microwave oven going at about 3 o'clock in the morning, you know your liver is fucking toast. Oh, excuse my French. Hi, Rick.
Hey, we got Ric Lotek. Ric Lotek has joined our comment. Hey, Rick, how you doing, buddy? MK Ultra number 6. Number 6.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, sure.
Hey, Rick, I'm glad
Mind
you
control.
joined us because I want Cliff to perform "Wish You Were Here," and it is going to be the theme song for Hoodwinked into the Age of Insanity. Now, I might just call it Hoodwinked. I'm gonna talk to the owners of the show in San Diego, and of course Rick, production manager, about the name change. I just think Hoodwink into the Age of Insanity. And by the way, if you're insane, don't listen to the show. But if you're sane and you woke up from the matrix of lies that we were taught and everything, if you believe in a ball, don't call my show. I don't want it to be that way. I just want to say hoodwinked. What the hell does hoodwink mean, Cliff?
Well, it's quite funny that you should say that because, I was reading the paper on the way home on the train, and I don't ever do crossword puzzles, but I just said, well, come on, because I'm so horribly, abominably terrible. And, my English, I think, is not that bad, but I just can't do crossword puzzles. And I looked at it, and it's quite funny you should mention it because one of the words, four letters across, was hoodwinked. And now you're talking about it. It's weird. That is weird.
You have entered the
Said,
twilight zone. Boop, 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 boop.
A word for hoodwinked. Can you think of it? A word for hoodwinked, four letters. What would that be? Got me.
Dupe.
Dupe. Maybe.
D-U-P-E.
Yeah.
Dupe.
Very good.
Trick. It's a trick.
Very good.
That's 5 letters.
That is, well, there you go. You've been hoodwinked. Done.
Toast. It's a wet toast.
Shit,
Well,
I left the paper behind too. Where you guys been? Well,
I've been doing a show. I've been doing a show about America being the new Babylon, that we are the mystery Babylon. That when you are, is described in Revelations, when you are coming, these cargo ships, merchant ships, all these foreign ships going into the new world, which is the outermost part of Long Island, New York. As you enter in the new world, which is the US of A, you enter into a city called Babylon, New York. Then you go through the channel into that city called New York City Harbor, and they describe Babylon as being female. The whore of Babylon, the daughters of Babylon. And when you go into New York Harbor, you're looking right at Lady Liberty, which is actually, the Babylon is a woman. And America is the mystery of the new Babylon. There's about 60 biblical scriptures, especially in Revelation 17 and 18. And but a lot of these scholars, especially these new wave scholars, will try to debunk it because they are going to propagate a lie and cover their asses, and they'll be as disingenuous to the truth as they possibly can. And but it does indicate that the USA is the new Babylon and not Iraq. That's where the ancient city of Babylon was, in Jerusalem as well as Iraq. But anyway, any thoughts on that, Cliff? Besides the fact that you are hired, brother, you are doing the show, the song, perform that song for the show, and I'll send you your first royalties.
Rick said, where you been? And the thing is, I've been trying to scout out a studio where I could do a show for you guys, and it's going to sound good, but I still haven't. I've been run off my feet and haven't found one yet. But I'm gonna definitely put some effort into it so that maybe we can do a special show where I can do some songs, and if it sounds really, the sound quality is great, and I guess it just has to be, because I haven't got a PC. I do have a great microphone. I got a good Samson mic, which is probably would sound pretty good, but I haven't got a PC. So either I got to go out and buy a PC or go to a studio nearby me and take my guitar there and be able. Probably this is the best time to talk to you, isn't it? Right now, this time zone that we're on.
Yeah, from 7 to 9 Central.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay. Well, that's the other thing then. Actually, nighttime studio time's cheaper, so I'm gonna probably just find some place, but it doesn't have to be that great, just some place that's got a computer and a good microphone, and do a Skype call with you, but have a decent mic. I think a decent mic will probably sound pretty good. but you know, I'm sure the better the equipment, the better the sound. So maybe we can keep moving up the sound stakes. You know what I mean? Each time I'll go to a better studio, and until you find me an NBC or something. I don't know. You know, like, hello everybody. Yeah, it's time to party. You know, and you know, and
Well, give me
who you with?
24 to
Well,
48 hours, you know?
I'm with the flat Earth people. You know, suddenly, you know.
Yeah. Hey, you know, Rick, Cliff, you think this could happen sometime this month?
Yeah, I can put I'm gonna put some effort into it. Yeah, because I definitely want to I definitely enjoy playing. I mean, I use any excuse possible to pick up a guitar and
Well,
play and
man,
jam.
Rick is got to be doing jumping jacks right now. He's got to be a happy camper because
Well,
we've
you
been
guys
wanting
are
you to
such
come
great
back.
artists, too. I mean, you guys are real music lovers. You know what it's like for a guy like me, you know, who plays guitar to play for either one or 10,000. I don't care as long as they love the music, you know. And you guys know music like the back of your hand. I mean, you guys really know your music, you know. I mean, you're music lovers. I'm surprised you're not guitarists yourselves, you know. But
Well, I'm a
that guitar,
great bass player. I do
oh,
play.
yeah?
That was in my other life, not this life. That
I
was my,
think, yeah, right.
yeah.
I believe that actually. No, I believe that. It's true. It's true.
Boom, boom. We're in the Twilight Zone. Remember that. We are part of the Twilight Zone.
Mm.
See, I told you it's MK Ultra. I told you that's a computer you're talking to. That's not the. Where is Mr. Lowtech? That is a computer. A
Sounds
great
like
computer voice.
sounds like a techno band, kind of, doesn't it? You know.
He's a musician. He's actually a jukebox. He is a doggone jukebox. You see, I told you.
You got all those sound effects.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I love those. Mm, 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 mm. Hey, Rick. Mm. Rick, can you move? Can you move? Can you move to your left a little bit? I can't. I'm only seeing your left shoulder. That's about the. Oh, there you are. Yeah, a little more. A little more. Come on into that. Come into that window of
I don't see
opportunity.
Rick. I just see an
There you
electronic
are.
jukebox.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. I was. Been, well, I've been enjoying your shoulder for about the last 5 or 10 minutes. It's been pretty good. And that's right. Oh, cool. That's great. That's great. Yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
guys, I do have a health tip for the day because you know some of us are over 60, and of course some of us are under 60.
Mm, mm,
And it's our age group. And I do, you know, we are going to start getting advertising money for the show, CBD oil, and we're going to be distributors. Flat Earth Radio Live will be distributors of CBD oil. Officially, it's going to be tomorrow night. So we have a lot to be excited about. But personally speaking, and I recommend this to Rick, to you, Cliff, is Bragg Organic Miracle Cleanse Concentrate. This is apple cider vinegar. I take it's nasty as shit. I take about, you know, about 4 ounces of this each morning. Yeah. Anyway, it's organic. It's a world famous. It's apple cider vinegar. It's got organic honey, organic cayenne, and organic lemon juice in it. However, Cliff, I'm not done. I eat an avocado each day, big old avocado. But in addition to that, colloidal silver, baby. Colloidal silver. And you mix out the apple cider, you won't even get the sniffles. You won't get a cold. You won't get a headache. You won't get the migraines. You'll stop taking man made chemicals. No
I,
more chemicals. The only chemicals you're going to take grows in your garden and is green.
you guys crack me up. You really do. The dynamic between you two is like unbelievable.
Batman and Robin, huh? I guess.
Yeah. I hope you guys.
Anyway, Rick, I'm going to send you a bottle
Cut,
of colloidal silver. No, an apple cider vinegar. And Cliff,
sounds like
I'm a distributor for these products as well. So would you like some? Cliff, do you take colloidal silver with apple cider vinegar? What do you, Cliff, do you have you tried that recipe? You can put alcohol in it if you want. As long as you're getting the colloidal silver with the apple cider vinegar,
yeah.
Have you tried it before? I can't see nothing, but Cliff, have you tried it before?
I see a guy on a motorcycle. Guy on a motorcycle. Is that you?
Well, I can see Cliff. I just can't see you. I see Cliff.
He's
What's
flipping
up,
you
buddy?
off now.
He's an electronic jukebox tonight. You know, it's wonderful with what we're doing at this station, Cliff. We're not only doing talk show radio, music 24/7.
Yeah.
We also we got infiltrators that's given us such technology is that we can mimic ourselves through a computer. And you know, if Rick's got a headache, goes, you know what, I ain't doing a show tonight. Let me just turn on my electronic jukebox, and so is Rick. My cohort in crime tonight is an electronic jukebox. And well, you know, hey Rick, you think that's a great idea? Not just a good idea, but a great idea for my theme song for Hoodwinked would be "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd, and that's when Cliff joins us. He's going to give us a couple days notice, and that's one of the show. That's one of the songs I think he's going to try to perform because that will be the theme song. A cover band for Pink Floyd would be Cliff
I
Lee
think you ought to
Talent.
use the original. That's right. Unless you pay.
I'll
You
pay
can-
you.
you
I
can-
don't care. I just would.
Actually, it's
I don't
no,
want
you
to
don't have
pay
to pay
Pink
me.
Floyd. I can't afford Pink Floyd. I can afford you.
Yeah, you don't have to pay me. Yeah, you have to pay. Well, you have to pay their publishers. If I do, it doesn't matter who plays it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And which is a
What about
shame
all those
because
songs? What about all those cover songs I did when I was on the show the last time? Have you had any flack about it? Yeah, that's right. Well, YouTube will allow you to play it if it's certain territories they might say no, or they'll say sometimes whatever, but there's fair use, if you're not making money out of it, I think. Sure. Well, I can give you guys some original music, and you have my permission to use it any way you want. And I own the music that I have with my publishing company. And that music is also authorized through a performing rights organization called BMI. And so it's all ready to go, and you have no trouble from anyone. Yeah, I have it on I think did I send you a file, Mark? A song called Dreamer, Blue is the Color.
Yeah, about 2 months back, I think, huh? 2 or 3 months ago. Yeah,
You got it.
I believe
If you
so.
go, if you go, if you go to my, yeah, if you go to CD Baby, I'll send you the link on there. Each song is only 99 cents, and you can download it. Okay, and
Okay.
you can use it, and it's a good quality digital copy. You can
Right.
download it from CD Baby, and then also on SoundCloud. I've got a ton of music on there. I've also got a lot of acoustic music that just like ambient, music that you could use, and you guys can have carte blanche to use it as you want.
One question, Cliff. Royalty credit.
Sure, sure. Well, when you guys are making millions later down the road, we'll renegotiate the contract, okay? Don't worry. I'm sure.
Amen, brother.
I'm
Hey,
never going to
Cliff,
see you again.
I do have a question now. On those files, that musical files that you have,
Yeah,
do you have Wish You Were Here? Or would you have to go to the studio to perform that? Wish You Were Here.
yeah, but if I do that song, it doesn't matter who does it. You still have to pay Pink Floyd's publisher. If it's a
So,
cover song,
yeah.
yeah, if you use it as a cover, you'll have to pay less, because if you use the direct song, if you use the actual song, yeah, you're going to have to pay more. If someone else does the song, and that's why a lot of people use other artists to do cover songs, you'll be paying less. Sure, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I
Hey,
mean, like, yeah, it just picks up on it right away. It can tell, like I've done shows. I, yeah, it picks up on it. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah. That's
right, right. Hey, I do have one email that I'd like to read on the air. It's from the first hour. And Elliot Randall, he commented on his thoughts about whether the United States is the new Babylon, mystery Babylon, as written in Revelation and Isaiah. This is what Elliot says. Yes, yes, yes.
Where's he located?
He's in the U.S. He actually is a musician as well, so maybe you and him can get together. He's a guitarist as well. Anyway, this is his answer to me from the first hour of the show. Elliot says this: absolutely, U.S. is not mentioned or hinted at in the Bible. We're the new Babylon. We will succumb to prophecy. It's how and when. We were spared a few years with Trump, and nobody's talking about it. But those messages from George Herbert Bush's funeral, number 41, is a stunner. The cabal is going down. I'd love to know who put those letters in the folders. My prediction and feelings: Bush spilled the beans. McCain and 41 were privately executed for treason, but it will be hidden from history to preserve their legacy. All who got those letters are part of the cabal. They will be gone down. Bush first, talking about Bush 44. This is his thoughts. He's almost finished. Those tribunals the media won't speak of are already on since January the 1st. And big names are headed there. I really believe Bush had a private meeting with Trump and spilled the beans. He's going to be taken out this year. The dominoes will fall very shortly. That's what he suggested. And I told him I was going to quote him. He goes, "Thanks, Mark. Been hooked on these letters for 4 days now. I've seen lots of theories, but one thing is absolutely fact. They were all shooken up, especially the younger Bush. 9/11 control, demolition, inside or hidden job, treason, Cheney, dead. Clinton, one will be dead. Pence, child trafficking and plotting to push Trump out to run with Ryan. He's gone down. Obama's may get off light as they just followed orders. Or I am on this like flies on shit." And that's his comments from the first hour of the show. Elliot, we love Elliot to death. Rick and I, he is in our inner circle, and he's a warrior for truth, and he's animated like we all are, you know. But Cliff, give Rick and I, we got to make us feel good before the end of the show. What do you think we can do this maybe before the end of the month, and maybe give us like a 48-hour window to properly prepare for your arrival, going into a studio, I mean.
Yeah, I can give you some notice on it. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna look around and find out about finding when I can be at like 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, too, so I can be there at night. And
we'll do it earlier if you want to accommodate you. You know what I mean? 2 o'clock in the morning is pretty late. I mean, you're like me. You're getting old, man. We need our beauty rest, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, we can kind of pre-record it if that's okay with Rick. Rick, what are your thoughts on that? Doing an earlier show.
Right. Sounds good.
So maybe would. I love the applause, man.
Yeah. Oh, I can hear you.
Nah, he'll be back. We just kind of, we like to spice the variety on our show anyway. You know what I mean? And Cliff Lee is one of the main old rock and roll artists that we not only can count on, but we actually, please, Kurt, please, Cliff, go to the studio and let's have a dynamic show.
You got the.
What'd you do this time, Low-Tech? Well, and why do you keep doing it? Why do you keep doing this? You got to, it's a collective, not a dissective. It's a collective flat truth. It's not dissecting it, it's collecting it, right? Yeah. That's why we have to count on one another, huh, Rick? That's okay.
That's true.
Yeah, but thine win is not your enemies. Thine win is your friends. Let's interview him 4 more times. So we got to have somebody on the show every day anyway. We're not going to talk to ourselves, are we? But we usually do anyway, Cliff. Yeah.
I love Beavis and Butthead.
Me too. And that's not, and you know what? I'm sure I don't do a good Beavis and Butthead either. Sometimes I act like a butthead, and I'm, you know what I mean? And if I'm intoxicated, I might talk like Beavis. Who knows? But I don't think I can do that. Just give me your best invitation of Beavis and Butthead, Rick. Okay, I'm waiting for it. Cliff, go ahead. Give us a rendition of Beavis and Butthead.
I love. I think the early stuff was really great on MTV when they were, like perusing the videos. They're looking at the videos and making comments about those. They'd find the crappiest videos, those early shows on MTV. That was hilarious stuff because, they find the worst videos and they would really slag the fuckers off. Excuse my French, but just saying the funniest things about them. It was pretty good.
Never have.
Maybe. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
That's funny, man. They were too much.
I'm not a Bruce Willis fan, and I'm certainly not a Demi Moore fan, but I actually think they were quite good on that movie. The Beavis and Butthead Do America. The movie. You like the movie?
Yeah,
It's got some good stuff in it. Yeah,
I guess
think
if you're in a bad mood, it's a nice movie to see. They
were good.
See a couple clips of that.
I like it when he goes,
Yeah, beat it.
yeah.
Hello, this is Javi Firestein. You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live. Are they kidding me? They really think the Earth is flat? Whatever, I'm getting paid. This is Dr. Emmett Brown. You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live. Marty!
Buenos días, Pedro. ¿Quieres que te corte el pelo?
En la frontera de los Estados Unidos.
All right.
Hey, man, what's happening? This
All right,
is
guys, I
Matt.
do have an
No,
invitation.
my friends,
I can
we be
imitate
listening
this
to
character very well. Okay? You ready for this clip, Taylor?
Hey, man, what you doing, man? Get out of there.
I was not involved. Who's that?
Nixon. Nixon.
How about this one? I got one more president for you, okay? You ready? Rick, you ready for this one? Well, Nancy and I, we went out to the ranch and well, I just can't seem to remember. Cool. Yeah. Well, Nancy and I, we just want to welcome you all to FlatEarthRadioLive.com. And, well, the ferret, well, I can't remember. Thank you guys for listening to Flat Earth Radio Live with our special guest, Cliff Lee Taylor, who is soon going to find his way to a beautiful studio. He's going to be recording some music, and he's going to join Rick and I probably the second Tuesday of next week. And we're going to be doing the Rick and Mark show. Now remember, tune in the second Tuesday of next week for Cliff Lee Taylor in the Rick and Mark show. Cliff, any thoughts?
Well, sounds good. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I can tell.
If
Must
only
be
I
some
could
local,
say.
there must be some local radio out there in somewhere in Louisiana that's looking for you, Mark.
Well, it's interesting that Patricia Steer used to work at WRNO. She was actually living in New Orleans. FM's very popular FM station called WRNO. And when I saw her in Denver at the conference, she goes, Mark, I used to live in New Orleans. I said, I didn't know that. And she was with WRNO for 4 years. Pretty interesting background. She was once
she's quite a media person, eh?
She had her own radio show back then, so she's got years of experience. She's kind of like a low tech, you know what I mean? She's got a lot of years experience.
Did you guys?
Absolutely. Hey, I had a beautiful experience with her. I think she's a beautiful woman, and hopefully one day we'll get her on our show, and we will. Oh, shut the heck up! You know what? You know the great thing about what Rick needs to know, and he does know, and has got to filtrate his spirit of God, the connectiveness of the truth, is that people are more forgiving than us. You know what I mean? We could pick up our worst and throw the worst spears at people trying to pierce their heart, and whether it's your fault or my fault, it doesn't matter. People are more forgiving when you learn the truth. You're more apt to say, you know what, he's a truth. He fucked up. Big deal. Let's go. Let's move on. And they don't say effed up. You know what I mean?
But I think I lived in Edinburgh for 3 years, and I can tell you everybody's like that there. It's an argument every 5 minutes. Everybody.
Hey, what brings you to England, Cliff? Because you are a Texan boy. You are born and raised in the great state of Texas. What brings you to England from Texas?
Well, I mean, like I actually, yeah, I I tell you, it's freezing cold here. I ask myself that question every morning. I'm so sick of it. The weather's really bad here, and I think it drives a lot of people out. They just can't hack it. Hold on, my battery's going to go. I'm going to keep on going. I'm just going to go get my cord so I can plug in. Keep going.
Oh, we have 8 minutes left. What is that, man? And that's the and Rick, that's precisely the reason why everybody needs to get high in England, man. It's like whether the weather's bad or not, cold or hot, man. As long as you're loaded, dude, everything's fine. Brought to you by Flat Earth Radio Live, and we're gonna soon have CBD oil for all you folks to order bunches and bunches of it. That way you don't have to take chemicals anymore. Welcome back, Cliff Lee Taylor. I'm going to let you finish answering the question that we had about coming on a Tuesday night, the Rick and Mark show, maybe 2 weeks from Tuesday, before the end of the month. If we can.
I'm here. Hold on. Baby. Light my fire, baby.
I see that third eye.
Don't you know? Light my fire.
All right.
Do any of your listeners want to hear anything about the flat Earth, or is that this is the flat Earth comedy hour? Is what we've got going for you now. You guys, I think you guys, you should have the Flat Earth Comedy Hour. It's like it's good because yeah.
We are a comedy act.
I know. I know. Yeah. Well, you can beat them at their own. You can beat them at their own game. Basically, like, yeah, sure, we got a sense of humor. I mean, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, people take us seriously, but we're never serious on the radio. And it's always we always create this illusion of being so serious, and we're just messing around. That's all we're doing. Absolutely. Rob Skiba, and in fact, I'm gonna ask Rob to come on my show in a couple of weeks. He's not. By the way, I do want to make an announcement on behalf of Flat Earth New Zealand. Rob Skiba is going to be unable to make the Flat Earth Conference in New Zealand, and he was replaced by Mark Sargent. So Mr. Sargent's going to New Zealand, but Rob's schedule calls for him not to go to New Zealand, and Addie Morrison, the event coordinator, has replaced Rob Skiba with Mark Sargent. So that's interesting. And
That's nice.
yeah, but is it going to be you? Is it going to be an electronic jukebox? I'm just wondering if it's going to be the Rick Lotec or the jukebox. Who's going to be making a presentation in New Zealand? Cliff, he's lucky. He could use the damn machine, or he could do it himself. That's not fair.
You guys are.
I need a jukebox for me too.
You've heard where it's all going though with machines and AI and everything. You guys are going to get replaced by machines anyway. I mean, you're going to be like, let's face it, 30, 40, 50 years, you're just going to be like robots. Hi, I'm Mark. I've taken over Mark's personality, and hi, I'm Rick. I'm Rick's avatar or whatever, because because they're saying you're going to be able to program these machines with all of that's going on in your brain, because all your brain is just electronic, impulses, and they're supposedly making incredible progress now with being able to know exactly what you're thinking.
Right. Hey, we only got 4 minutes left, Cliff. Cliff Lee Taylor, would you end it with a Flat Earth song? This is Cliff Lee Taylor. You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live. Flat Earth Radio Live. This is how we need to end the damn show, with a Cliff Lee Flat Earth Live ending. What do you think?
You guys got so many songs. You don't need me.
Hey, Mark.
We want you. We asking you formally to, because we only have 3 minutes left. And gee whiz, what do you think, Rick? Should Cliff sing the Flat Earth Radio Live shout out?
Hey, Mark, I am a computer.
You know what? You guys probably do need a theme song, don't you? I mean, like an original theme song would be good, wouldn't it?
Hey, Mark, I am a computer.
Wow. Now I have a robotic girlfriend.
I am a computer. Hey, Mark, I am a computer.
I'm not interested in dating a computer.
It's already.
I think I broke a circuit breaker. I connected the key to the modem is
Kiss my ass, Mark.
See if she can curse me out in a computerized language.
Kiss my ass, Mark.
She just
Kiss my
said,
ass,
"Kiss my
Mark.
ass." Hey, I hope you have a freaking short circuit. That's funny.
Kiss my ass, Mark.
It all depends what your ass looks like. Hey, Cliff, can you give us a shout out for Flat Earth Radio Live? And we all looking forward to you coming on the show before the end of the month. And you listen to Mark Hollander and Hoodwinked into the Age of Insanity with my special guest, my colleague,
That's
and
right.
my co-host in crime, Rick Lotek, and musician Cliff Lee
We're
Taylor.
making.
Flat Earth
How
Radio
about
Leave.
this? How about this for an original phrase? Let's try to find something really good here. Making the earth flat, 1 meter at a time.
Oh yeah, 1 meter at a time. That's
Well, sorry,
Flat
you
Earth
guys are
Radio.
Americans. All right, 1 foot at a time, something like that, right? Huh? No, but you know, I
1
think
inch at a
that
time.
I've said this before. You're doing a great service. You know, because I mean, it's a huge, huge job trying to red pill these people. I saw this great meme where the guy had a red pill like is like it's the size of an artillery shell, and he was loading it into a howitzer, you know, and he was going, "Wake the fuck up!" You know, he's ready to load that fucker in. You know,
That's funny.
I love memes. You know, I am meme crazy, and you guys got some great memes on Facebook. I think maybe you ought to have a show. You ought to have a show. Yeah, yeah, you do.
Flat Earth Radio rocks. We love you, Rick and Mark.
Yeah, all right. I might consider dating her. You got to show me a picture of that nice, beautiful computer you have. That was
We love you,
nice.
Rick and Mark.
Hey, show is over with. We got about 30 seconds left. Cliff, I'd like you to have the last words, and if you can
Thanks
give
for,
us a shout out for Flat Earth Radio Live.
Thanks for giving me a call. Thanks for having me on the show. It's been a lot of fun, as always. In fact, more fun than always. And the next time you call, if I answer, just hang up, okay?
Thank you for coming on, Cliff, man. You know, Rick and I love you, and we really looking forward to that live concert, you know, and of course we'll pre-record it at an earlier hour because I'm sorry it's 3 o'clock in the morning your time. And
how many people do you estimate you have listening to your show now anyway?
Well, I think
that's nice. That's great. You're growing in leaps. Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
Sprachst du Deutsch? Yeah, shit. Love Germany, man. That's where my roots are. Some of my roots, most of them.
That's a very strict. Keep up the good work, guys.
Thank you for coming on, Cliff. We'll see you soon. My colleague Rick Lotek, thanks for chiming in, and you are listening to Hoodwinked into the Age of Insanity. And thank you guys for listening. We love you here at Flat Earth Radio Live. The ferret, the whale, the shark. I'll take any animals because we're getting meaner by the minute. I just don't know how menacing a ferret is, but you know, we all grow by leaps and bounds.
You're sounding like Don Rickles now.
I know. I'm here. I'm just picking on Rick. And hey, guys, thank you guys for coming on. We love you. God bless and keep you. See you next time. Tune in to some 24/7 live Flat Earth music by FlatEarthRadioLive.com. This is Mark Hollander, my colleague Rick Lotek and Cliff Lee.